Birds, people, and the dogs that bring them together. This is episode number 23. My name is Bill, and you're tied to the Wopost. Well, we're getting ready for a family vacation, but at the end of this vacation, we're stopping to pick up a male small Munsterlander from Rivar Kennels in Decatur, Indiana. I'll be starting that pup, hunting him this fall on doves, quail, ruffed grouse, pheasants at least, and we'll see what else we can get into, probably some woodcock or waterfowl. I'm also getting a new female from Brushdale Kennel, and if it all works out, she'll become part of our breeding program. So we're going to have two new puppies within a week in age of each other at our home in central Indiana. It should be pretty exciting and probably a little bit busy. But for updates on these puppies, or for pup dates, if you will, you can follow the Wopost on Facebook or Instagram at the Wopost. If you have recommendations, comments, or questions, you can contact me at bill@thewopost.com or through my website, www.thewopost.com. One of the three oldest pointing breeds from Germany, the German Longhaired Pointer can be described as continental Europe's version of a setter, with its long protective coat, full tail, and moderate undercoat. They excel at hunting fur and feather over land or water. Written history about the Longhairs dates back to the 1860s, but we know the breed predates that by perhaps several hundred years. Longhairs can be only brown and white, differentiating from large Munsterlanders only in color. They're actually the same dog. They stand 22 to 28 inches tall and weigh 55 to 80 pounds. Today, we're talking with the president of the German Longhaired Pointer Club of North America, Jeff Obrecht. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Hey, very good, Bill. It's real privilege to real privilege to be on your podcast, be on your show. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I'd really appreciate you dedicating the time to come and talk about your breed for a little bit. Would you mind introducing yourself?
You bet. Yeah, Jeff Obrecht from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and at the helm of the German Long-Haired Pointer Club of North America, kind of by default in a way. Our president of 29 years at that time anyway, said, "Hey, Obrecht, I paid my dues on this, and you want to keep it going? It's yours." And so, in addition to having the tie of the same bird dog breed, we also were career wildlife agency people. He in Washington and myself in Wyoming here, and so had that kind of professional tie too. So that's kind of he outranked me on both of those categories. So he was in a position to kind of tell me, "Here, take over." So that's what I did, Bill.
He must have felt strongly about it then if he didn't give you much of a choice. Either that or he already asked everybody else and you were the last one on the list.
There we go. Yeah, there you've got some human dynamic insight there. Yes. Yeah.
How long have you been the breed club president?
I think 5 years now, Bill.
Okay. Oh, right on. So it's not like you're new to the job then.
Not necessarily, no. And I was kind of, off and on involved in the club, newsletters and kind of some public outreach stuff over the years. So I've been trying to contribute as long as I've had a member of the breed. You bet.
I'm starting to get a good appreciation for what the breed clubs do for our breeds and maintaining a standard for the breed, representing the quality within the breed, and helping the breeders maintain that quality is very important. So I'm like I said, I've got a lot of respect for what breed club board members do.
Thank you. And and with that, I don't know if I mentioned, the old patriarch's name, Dale Peterson, and he got the first long hair west of the Mississippi in 1971. Has been the cornerstone, if not bedrock foundation of this breed. So it was yeah, it was honor, privilege for that individual to ask me if I'd if I'd take it from here. And he's still on the he's still on the board on behalf of the breed. He took 8 trips to Europe, interacting with folks over there. Both Germany, Czechoslovakia, several of the Denmark, Sweden, Holland. The majority of the clubs over there, anyway. I just can't talk about this breed without giving Dell his due recognition. I probably would. One for Dell, most of us wouldn't know a German long hair from a Maltese if it walked in the door, So
Now, I noticed on your club's website that you guys have a Holland liaison.
you bet.
So why Holland about, from all the European countries where you find long hairs?
Holland has got a great breed club. They really do. And she started getting involved. Her name's Janet Vorenkamp, also lives in Yakima, Washington. But she first started getting involved with the Dutch folks in 1999. They've just got a really well-run club, great breeding program, great dogs, and so that attracted her there, and we sure appreciate her expertise and relationship with the Dutch here. And you might say that Dell. He is the rep to Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have as much interaction with Danes as Janet does with the Dutch folks. But yeah, he's connected with the Danish club.
Do you think most of your imports come from Holland?
The majority of our blood is Danish, and then Dutch. And then right now from there, Austrian. Okay. Live dogs, our last imports come from Denmark.
Okay.
But Janet, due to her standing in the Dutch club, she was able to obtain semen from maybe arguably one of the best stud dogs ever. I don't know what his full registered name is, but call name anyway, and commonly known as Tiger. Janet and I both had litters this year, and that Tiger would be a grandfather in both of them.
How long have you been running long hairs?
Since 1998, Bill. First got one. Now, I wanted to get one in 95, and bad luck. And just the fact that they are rare. It took me 3 years. There was some bad breeding luck and everything, but finally Peterson imported me a dog from Germany.
Okay, so your first dog was an import.
Mm-hmm.
Male or female?
Female.
And what was your experience now with your first? Well, let me back up. Was this your first bird dog?
No. Got my first bird dog in January 1972, junior in high school, and got Viszlas from a family friend. Hunted with him, and he had these pups, and got one then, January 72, and had Viszlas from 72 to 97, and then wanted to see something different. But probably worth noting that family had Viszlas around, to 97. Middle son, who was migrated back to eastern Nebraska, he said, "Hey, Viszlas is more breed I am connected to and all that." And so he has had Viszlas, including a litter of 10 this year.
These are pretty polar opposite dogs, Viszlas and Longhairs. So what made you want to make the switch?
Number one thing, Bill, was I'm a waterfowl hunter too, in addition to upland, and the Viszlas I had, they retrieved water, they retrieved ducks when the weather was nice, but man, when it gets nasty, December, January, I wanted to expand the versatility is what what I was looking for. Wanted a dog that could swim in 33-degree water, and then also, I think as a lot of bird dog people, and you're probably one too, you like the long hair look. You like the setter type of look in the full tail. That flag being a locator in the field. Cat tails, it's especially helpful. And then as CRP started coming on, it started coming on before I had long hair in '98, but the CRP fields of the Midwest to be able to locate your dog better.
The tail and the color of the tail, I think it does make a big difference. When I wanted my first small Munsterlander, and I was talking to the breeder, and I put more of a value on the paint job than I probably should have, but I told her I only want a roan dog because I'm a waterfowl hunter and I don't want to have to hide my dog with all this bright white and all this other stuff. And she said, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're probably going to end up with a brown and white dog from me if you want one out of this litter. If you want the best female, it's going to be this brown and white female right here. And I just decided to trust her and go with it. And I've become so dependent on that big white tail, it's not even funny anymore. Just knowing where she is, if she's on point or if she's moving, I can probably see that tail before I see any other part of the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Small Munsterlanders are not big dogs, it's in the name, right?
But much bigger with a full tail.
Yes, much nice, especially with that nice flag on it. It's nice to see. So, had you been hunting all your life? Did you grow up as hunting as a kid?
Yeah, I was lucky in that respect. Bill, my dad, although he was raised on a farm, was not a hunter at heart, like his older brother was. But he had a real close friend, work friend, a civil engineer, who was avid bobwhite quail hunter there in eastern Nebraska. And when we moved into the same town with them, the same town they were in, Lincoln, back in the early '60s, it was at the same time when his two daughters were going into high school and no longer had that zeal to follow their dad in the field anymore. And so there I was, a kid looking for adventure, and there Carl Wolf was somebody looking for a little companionship, and so started taking me quail hunting with him. And he had a Weimar on her, and got to say that I was infatuated with the point, with a dog pointing. It was like it was magical, Of course, retrievers are great too, and all that. But so no, that was the lucky human dynamic that was able to fall into as a youngster.
But why the long hair versus, a wire hair or any of the other more insulated pointing dogs?
Well, there was a coworker friend at the Game and Fish Department. He had identified the Longhairs. I think probably around 1990, he made the transition from golden retriever to Longhairs. And so he had a couple of these dogs, and I got to know them and hunted with them. And so that was the introduction through Bill Witchers, and still a stalwart club member. You bet.
I've never had a chance to hunt over a long hair, but I've seen a few of them around. I do think they're a gorgeous dog, and I bet just really fun to watch them work a field.
Well, yeah, and the Bill, the closest member on the family tree is a large Munsterlander.
Right.
Really, only difference is the reason they split. There was a faction of Germans didn't want black. Nope, we don't want black on a hunting dog. and that's why the split happened. Munsterlanders can be large Munsterlanders anyway can be black, So
Right.
that's how that went. And again, I just setters are so romantic looking and all that. The fact that, hey, here's, I can get a versatile setter. What what a deal. You can have it all. You can have some, have the setter looks at the same time, have the the German, the continental Europe versatility. But Bill, one thing I want to mention, and had it at the top of my notes, but I'm glad it came back to me now. There are good, darn versatile dogs in every breed we've seen. Yes, we love German long-haired pointers, blah, 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 but not under the pretense that this is the only good versatile dog here. Of course, the key, as anybody else will tell you, is breeding, and what we've got going for us here, our gene pool is so small, we can't go wrong. As long as we, make sure we're pretty much outcrosses. We can't go wrong yet at this point.
Can you go ahead and just describe the Longhairs for us? Tell us a little bit about the breed.
Well, yeah. In addition, to the setter type looks, we got I'm told more webbing on the foot than setters, and so helps the swimming. One thing, Bill, that I have really liked is a generally, as you know, there can be variations in some individuals, but generally speaking, this on-off switch, you've got tremendous drive in the field, but you bring them in the house and it's relaxed time, it's interact with people time. It's, take it easy time. And seeing the same thing, go on a field, gee whiz, you get some hunting garb on, and oh my God, there's the reaction that, hey, we're going to have fun, but get in the vehicle. And I still do a fair amount of hillbilly travel, going by myself, having a dog or two in the back seat, in an old 2002 Honda, and they get in and lay down. Okay, realize, hey, there's no reason to expend a lot of energy or anxiety until we get to the field. And of course, the ears will perk up a little bit when you get off pavement onto gravel. Recognize that that's a transition, that the fun's going to start. But the on off switch, as I've mentioned, the coat stand up to the cold water, and that may be one thing that the breed may have over most other versatile breeds is that insulation, more cold weather tolerance, just come with a healthy measure of instinct, but such people dogs also, really family dogs, and like Janet mentioned to me today, the ability they don't have to singularly bond, with one person, which can get awkward sometimes when you got another family member wants to take the dog hunting or whatever, But multi-human bonding, which which just makes for healthier relationships too.
I read that the Longhairs are pretty methodical in their field search compared to some of the other pointing breeds. Is that true?
If it were to get to court, they wouldn't be calling me as an expert witness on that. Okay, I don't know that that's. Yeah, to me that's not like a fundamental truth or anything. I mean, I've see good field searches and NAVHDA utility tests by short hairs and whatever. They don't look a lot anything different to me per se. I've seen I've seen that offered before, and
You think it's just dog to dog? Some dogs will range and want to go fast, and some dogs like to cooperate and work slow and closer.
Right. But along those lines, one thing I will cite, they adjust to the habitat conditions. The hunting pheasants, you're wanting to stay close, realizing that you're not always going to get a point per se, and you got to stay close to get that bird up in range. Whereas big country hunting chuckers or something, and a dog and a bird that probably hold a little better, but the dogs will adjust to that sagebrush step more in range out more. So now, good dogs from all breeds have that intuition. The long-haired breed certainly represents that too. And with that, the trainability also. I can't relate that to other breeds as much per se, because I haven't had another member of another breed since since Osoup hit the end of the trail in 1997. When she was 14 at that time. But the trainability, in my experiences, has been impressive, and that relates to ranging too. I mean, I like a dog. I like a dog close. I really do. Even if I'm hunting, a big wild, big wild country like some of the stuff in eastern Montana and all that, where there's a lot of ground to cover. Even with that, I like covering it with my dog in gun range. Like you, Bill, I take a rough grouse trip every year. Mine is in Wyoming though, but certainly want that dog close there, and it's so thick, and with some of the camouflage colorations in these dogs of ours. You can have a dog well within gun range and still not know where the heck it is. Really like to hunt the aspen willow interface, and can be hard to see. So I'm not a big techno guy, as I told you right off the bat here, and the problems I've had getting connected with Zoom. But one thing I have that is just almost invaluable is when I'm rough grouse hunting, I use a GPS collar, so I can find out where that keep track of my dogs better, and then getting that beat that the dog is a dog is still and generally on point is probably the best techno sound ever. So.
Are you running a bell on your dogs doing the grouse woods, or no, only GPS?
Yeah, just isn't the music I want to hear or feel. It provides a service there and everything, but no, I don't like hearing.
Gotcha. I'm a bell guy. I love the information I get immediately from the bell without having to look at my GPS. And for some reason, I feel like I know the difference between when the bell stops and my dog's on point versus when the bell stops and my dog stops to pee. And I can't explain the difference to you, but there's a difference in how that bell stops, and you learn that quickly, just, a half hour, an hour.
You bet. After you process that, a couple hundred times, you betcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've had Mr. Garmin tell me a million times that my dog was on point while he's over there taking a poop. And, that's a big letdown. I got to tell you, Jeff.
Sure it is.
Oh, man. But I run GPS collars on both dogs, and I do love to nerd out on the information that I get, during and after the hunt. And, especially if you're going to be hunting, day after day after day, being able to regulate that dog with effort, but really you can just do it by looking at the distance traveled. And of course, I mean, there are a ton of other variables involved in that, but distance is a really good metric to start with, I think. And the GPS gives you an accurate representation of that. So I don't do anything with recording that information, and there's a ton of information that you can record. I'm not that much of a nerd, just enough to be able to enjoy looking at the information, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You bet.
So, what sorts of things have you hunted with your long hairs? You talked about chucker a little bit. I'm assuming you're hunting some sharptail over there in Wyoming, and then waterfowl. But what else are you doing?
Okay, everything from the first opening date until the last closing date, Bill, have shot a lot of doves. Have shot a lot of doves over these dogs. Another early opening date, snipe. I love to hunt snipe. Now, I'll qualify that. In all the snipe I've shot, I have only had 1 point. Okay, just 1 point, and that was my my son's German import, big 80 pound female, and that was a wounded bird, so it was putting off extra scent, emitting some blood. So yes, I love to hunt snipe over the dogs, but I don't want people to think that I'm getting points on snipe. No, I'm not. I'd love to have a snipe pointing dog, but they just don't evoke it. And the nature of the bird, it's generally flushing before you're close enough to get a point. Also, a lot of my snipe, the majority of my snipe hunting, Bill, the dog's on heel. Okay.
So you're using it solely as a retriever?
Yeah, solely as a retriever, because they're flushing about the same distance. If the dog is working, they're flushing about that distance away from the dog as they would be from you with the dog on heel. So anyway, like hunting snipe early, and then closing the season out here. Our goose season goes until the second Sunday in February, and I am generally watching the sunset on the goose season with a long hair or two by my side. In between, the number one bird, the one that has the most passion for me is ruffed grouse. The one that probably harvests the most ringneck pheasants. Had some great bobwhite hunting in Texas for a time, but it fell on its face. Oh gosh, about 5 years ago, in the same place I hog hunt, and is just starting to show some signs of rebounding. So I do miss those. I do miss those bobwhite trips to the lower Paladuro Canyon and the Texas Panhandle. But yeah, little partridge would be for sure. A few huns harvested every year. Did not get a chucker last year. Had a chance, missed the shot. Actually hunt more prairie chickens just because they'll be found on some of the public rainwater basin land I hunt in Nebraska. yeah, as compared to sharp tails. One thing I am cognizant of out here in Wyoming, I'm actually in snake country, and so before rattler hibernation, I'm hunting in the mountains. Both for both the snipe hunting is actually in foothills. Most of it I do, and then the rough grouse and blue grouse also in the mountains, which by elevation separates you from the prairie rattlers in Wyoming. Yeah.
Are you snake breaking your dogs before you go out hunting?
No, never have. Got club members who do. My best college buddy at the University of Nebraska, he got to the Wyoming Game and Fish Department ahead of me, and was actually able to recruit me out here. And he has long hair and had a dandy litter 3 years ago now. I wish he'd had another litter, but he said going in, hey, I'll do it once, and okay, great family raised litter. But anyway, he did snake breaking. Yeah, yeah. And just read in the online paper 2 weeks ago. There's a woman in Rawlins, Wyoming, that conducts snake breaking classes for dogs. So,
Yeah, that's not too far of a haul for you.
No, right, and the results are good. A friend of mine here in town who has been president of German affiliated Draughtheart Club, and he has had brought in the snake people into Cheyenne and conducted those classes, and has when years he's had openings, he's let me know so I could help market. But no, generally have some conflict. I've never taken up on it. So no, I've never done it, but I've had friends that have who reported good results.
Yeah, I think most of the people that I know that hunt Wyoming and Montana will either snake break their dogs or make sure they get the vaccine, or both. But then I have friends that hunt in Idaho, and they just say, "Hey, I go up north until it gets cold, and then I'll come back down south where they live and hunt."
Gotcha. Yeah, those are that eastern Montana hunting for the early opening dates for pheasants, and the sharp tails are going too. That's great upland country, great rattler country too. And yes, those folks are wise. But anecdotally, I just got to tell you, about a month ago now, the two dogs in the backyard barking. Okay, well, somebody's walking down the road with their dogs or something. But then it continued, and the location the bark was coming from didn't suggest that it was barking at other dog or something. So I went out there, and my God, I could tell they had something bayed. And I live in kind of a north of town, ranchette stuff, couple acre lots, and I'm thinking, it probably a badger. There are some badgers around. One could come in under the fence or whatever. So I went out there, and my God, it's one of the biggest bull snakes I have ever seen.
Really?
And they've got him bayed. And I've handled a few bull snakes, but I have never handled one that big. He was 5 foot if he's an inch, and I'll be glad to send you pictures of him. So I'm they've got him bayed. He's coiled up. They do some rattler type of posturing.
Yeah.
Coiling and all, and but I can see his head, number one, realize, okay, great, just got it. So my same old college buddy, my ethical conscience, I says, man, I've never handled one this big. What, should I just shoot him, or, oh my God, he deserves more respect from that. So anyway, I corralled the dogs, and after There's several attempts chasing him around. I got him pinned down, got him grabbed, and then got him relocated with my granddaughter. So and but anyway, just a little just a little snake side trail there, Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. The granddaughter wasn't too afraid of the snake.
No, not. I'm sure there'd be a heck of a reaction if she'd have stumbled into it, But no, the fact that Grandpa's got him in a decoy bag and everything, and before that had firm grip on his neck and stuff. So
sure. Well, that snake was probably keeping the rodent population down. Whatever the dogs don't keep away, the snake's taking care of the rest of them, I'm sure. So I wouldn't mind that around here. We got so many darn chipmunks, and they like to you leave a vehicle sitting for too darn long, and the chipmunks will find a way to make a nest in there somehow. I want to rewind to snipe hunting, if you don't mind, real quick, because this is something that's interesting to me. I'm really glad you brought it up because, as everyone that's listening has heard me say a million times, Indiana is not Mecca for waterfowl hunt or for any kind of bird hunting, waterfowl, upland birds. We don't have a lot of anything here. So one way that I'm going to try to extend my season a little bit this year is by looking for snipe and sora and rails and, some of these other game birds that we can hunt that not a lot of people do. So hearing that, and I've asked a lot of different people about using pointing dogs on snipe, and I've never heard anybody tell me that they've been successful on it. Do you think you just kept them at heel just because you knew they weren't going to point, or were you worried about them losing, kind of devaluing the point and just trying to go in and flush all the time?
No, Bill, because I knew I wasn't going to get the point.
Okay.
It doesn't. The darn bird just does not evoke that instinct overall, and plus that, like I mentioned, that spatial deal, they are generally taking flight before the dog gets close enough to have to be able to process it. Yeah. So no, it's a selfish deal having that dog on having that dog on point. It's to get the wing. It's to get the wing shooting, which is just snipe wing shooting as a kick.
Sure.
Now you're talking about rails. I've probably seen rails, but I didn't know what I was looking at. I've never bagged a rail. Okay. Yeah.
Well, me neither. This is just something I'm going to try this fall. Sure. Like I said, just to get out on some more birds, and I don't know the first darn thing about it. So if anybody knows anything about hunting rails, you can contact me on my email. That'd be pretty cool. I could use all the help I can get. Otherwise, I think I'll just be walking a lot and probably not even in good rail habitat. So, but I'll be out with my dogs. They'll have fun one way or another. Do you do any fur hunting with your Longhairs?
Yeah. Just by I don't know, you want to say accident, I don't know. We had a cottontail eruption that was unbelievable. I mean, I remember saying at the time this borders on biblical in a way. I mean, it was
the rabbit plague.
Yes, it was amazing, and it corresponded with partridge, with the sagebrush partridge habitat in Rocky Canyons and such. And there was one day I went up to meet game and fish colleagues to hunt, and the partridge were a little lean. Well, yeah, I mean, they were a little lean, but at the end we were at a spot where there just weren't partridge, but there was just rabbits galore. And like to shoot, like to like to have something in the game bag, like take something home, like to have something to eat. And I went ahead and shot. I think 3 or 4 rabbits.
That's a good day right there.
Yeah, and well, good. could have got my limit of 10 or 15, whatever it is, but it was the end of the day. It was getting towards sundown. And my God, I'm going to harvest something from this. So when I got the good setup, one stick in his head just outside of a rock, carrying shotgun, I went ahead and bagged some. And then in Texas, have used this old dog laying here. Well, the other one too was a long time to track wounded hogs, and that is the fur I've done. It's now legal in Wyoming to track wounded big game with a dog, but got to be on leash, and leash can't be over 50 feet, I believe,
Okay.
and have never never needed to take advantage of that. Never have, but have enjoyed the tracking down wounded hogs in Texas, and those are both hogs that died through the night. Shot late at night. Couldn't find, went ahead and put dog on the trail in the morning. Yeah.
Are you not worried about the dog coming up on a wounded live hog?
A little. I'll admit a little trepidation, but
Sure.
Eject quick enough in all, because have run into healthy live hogs, quail hunting.
Yeah.
And the dog can. Well, first of all, I've never seen one aggressive, but the dog can outrun. Outrun a hog. Yeah.
Sure.
So, but okay. No, still a little. No. There's some. There. No, there's a little concern there, but I think dog will handle it. Yeah. Defensively.
Gotcha. How do your dogs handle the rabbits? Are they pointing them? Or are they flushing them? Or how are they working that? My dogs will flush rabbits. They're not pointing them. I don't do any. Bill, I don't do any aversive game. Any aversive fur. Well, other than deer, big game. Mm-hmm. Yes, we'll do some aversive, and I'm not a big techno guy, but I'll get the I use the e-collar out for to encourage no deer chasing. But with rabbits, no, just the fact that you're not shooting them, the interest wanes, Okay.
So yes, I've certainly. I've had the interest wanes, but the bunnies still evoke a pointing instinct, even without regularly shooting them. And like I say, I've only shot them once. The old dog laying here, I remember one time during that eruption, she did catch. She did catch one and brought it back. Biggest darn cottontail I'd ever seen. Wow.
An adult, huh?
Oh, gee whiz. Boone and Crockett. I should have taken it. It was unusually large cottontail. Yeah. But no, don't do any cottontail aversion in training. They'll chase. Then they'll come back, and then the interest will kind of wane. Yeah. So and same, we got jackrabbits too, and basically, okay, jump a jackrabbit, go ahead and have your sprint, and then you've put in a good I don't know, a 200-yard sprint or something, and then now here's the whistle. That's more important. Come on back here. Let's regroup, and we'll get more focused on what we're doing here. Yeah.
I guess I kind of promote the fur, and again, hunting here in Indiana where there just aren't very many birds. You might go pheasant hunting and not have a bird contact at all.
Yeah.
But I can probably come back with a few squirrels, or I might
Very good.
do a couple rabbits, and I like squirrel stew and rabbit stew
Sure.
and all that.
Very good.
Better than
And
coming back with an empty bag.
yeah, and Bill, we got versatile dogs, and that's part of the that's part of the versatility. You bet. Yeah.
Sure. I've had people, with other German breeds ask, well, are you going to break your dog on fur? And I said, no, why would I do it? I wouldn't own a German breed if my plan was to only hunt birds.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably I'd probably get a pointer or
Mm-hmm.
or a setter, and I know pointers and setters, and there's another aficionado out there that's like, I hunt tons and tons of rabbits with my setter, and it's a dog, it's a predator, sure, but
Super.
the German versatile breeds were bred originally to do all of that,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Yeah, you betcha.
So
And
I promote it. I don't train it, but
mhm,
I absolutely promote it because in the fall I'm shooting those things over my dogs all the time.
mhm, gotcha.
So how many long hairs do you have in your kennel now?
Uh, just just two.
Two.
Just okay. Um, the okay the one dog spends it's kind of got a joint residency. Spends a lot of time at my son's house too. Okay, so two full time. Um, a 10-week-old pup, and then the 14-year-old grandmother here. Okay.
Oh wow! So you've got a baby and an old lady.
Yes, sure do. Sure do. You bet. Yeah.
How many litters has grandma given you?
Two. Well, yes. Yep. Okay. I got my dog straight here. Two. Yes. Yeah. Grandma 9 years ago and 7 years ago.
Right on. And have you bred much around that or before or after?
No, not until this year with her daughter. Yeah.
And the daughter's the one that's at your son's house
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. It's joint residence. And yeah, she's actually there more than she's here. Yeah. The old man, being that, graduated from my main employment adventure. It does most of the majority of the hunting with her. She'll come over here during the day, and she was here she was here the day when they bathed the big bull snake. Yeah.
Oh, so you had all three of them working on. You had was the little puppy there?
No, if she was doing any outdoor time, it was in short. She wasn't. She wasn't out following the older generation yet. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is she out of the other girl, the co-owned dog, or is she from a different kennel?
This puppy.
Yes.
Yeah. No, she's out of the co-owned dog.
Yeah, right on. And is that kind of what you guys just kind of keeping your own dogs, breed when you're ready for a new one and keeping what you want out of that litter?
Yeah, pretty much, Bill, and and then contributing to contributing to the breed here also. But uh, yeah, I'm lucky enough to have have these female dogs are good hunters, tested tested well, passed some some independence confirmation evaluation, and then go ahead and take that next step to tackle tackle that labor intensive project of having puppies.
So, what's going on now with the club? Anything up and coming? I know you mentioned maybe putting some effort into the website.
Yeah. Website needs needs some updated words. Needs a little pizzazz. We had a great webmaster. He's there to help us any way we want. But and just keep on keeping on here. with try to have a couple family reared litters every year. We're not looking to, Bill, we're not looking to be popular. Yeah, that's not it. We're not looking to grow exponentially, by no means. Looking to grow, and it just like our great pastimes, hunting and angling, looking to recruit some young members to be able to pass the baton to keep things going. But no, not looking to become big. Like, we don't have any membership goals per se or anything like that. Number one thing is just looking to continue to get some good dogs on the ground. Yeah. So we can't fulfill all of our puppy requests. Yeah, it just that doesn't work out that way. We had some bad luck breeding years. We targeted we targeted this one male dog as a cornerstone stud dog. Bred him to the joint owned female here, and nothing happened. What the heck was with that? God, maybe I was just a little late. Didn't do any progesterone testing. Just kind of shooting from the hip, and how she's acting around. Little neutered male Maltese poodle had around here, ready to stand, but she didn't settle. And so waited a year, and did progesterone testing then, but also took him down to the vet college at Colorado State University, which is a really great thing. Being in Cheyenne here, I'm 50 minutes from my doorstep to the vet college at Colorado State University. And with that, I've had, in addition to my buddy Tom, well, also Bill Richard, both of their dogs have been here during estrus to be able to get down to CSU for insemination. Okay. So anyway, went ahead and this what we thought was going to be prize stud dog, took him down with Cora when she was in season. So we had a teaser dog there and got him collected. And lo and behold, he's sterile. So
how old was he?
3. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just a baby, huh?
Yeah, sterile. And so, okay, that's why we didn't have pups. That's why we didn't have pups the year before. And but he came from a large litter with a couple of their brothers, and one was in Wisconsin, and that's the trip we made in February. So anyway, yeah, you roll with the curveballs, with the spitballs biology throws at you.
Yeah, that's a challenge. I have a friend who just had a failed coupling just a week or so ago, and I know that as a kennel, it's got to be stressful. It throws off your whole timeline. Although his hunting season opened up a little bit, so maybe it's not all bad. I don't know.
Right. Sure.
All right, Jeff. I've kept you on here for a while. Why don't you go ahead and wrap it up for us?
I called NAVHDA this morning. Those ladies in the office there are just superstars.
They are. They're very helpful.
They just amazingly. I mean, there's been times when I couldn't find my own darn registration. And hey, can you tell me what the registered name of this dog is? Can you tell me what her registration number is? And yeah, sure, here it is. They got it just like that. But anyway, just for context, Bill, I checked in with them, and since 1986, okay, when the first Longhair was registered to now, 459 Longhairs registered with NAVHDA. Okay. Compare that to short hairs, with the first one being registered in 1969, 25,316. So I'm just throwing that out in context of the rarity, the rarity of our breed compared to the most popular versatile dog. So no, I'm not speaking on behalf of thousands of dogs out there. We, our club's got about 40 members. So anyway, I thought that was a neat little reference as where this dog stands in the versatile realm. So having small numbers, the gene pool is just solid from end to end, and so we can't miss the way things are now. But I just got to reiterate, what I've said before. Yeah, love our dogs and all that, but there are good dogs of all versatile breeds out there. You just do your breeding research and get your references. I'm confident that if I wanted to, I find a dandy dog of almost any versatile breed.
If people want to contact you to learn more about Longhairs, or try and find a pup or available litter or whatever, how can they get a hold of you?
The information's on the website, but my phone number 307-631-1835. Be glad to talk to you about the breed. Got email obtrio@bresnan.net, but that's on it also on the website. German Longhaired Pointer Club of North America.
All right, Jeff. Well, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for sharing your information on the Longhairs and all 459 of them. Appreciate having you on the show.
Hey, Bill, it's been a bit of privilege. Hey, thanks for tackling this communication realm, podcasting these days, and particularly something that's that we have a shared passion in, and by and large, we enjoy the company of everyone else who shares this passion.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. Okay, Bill. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed episode number 23 of the Wool Post podcast. If you did, leave a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice, share it with all your friends, and like and follow us on Facebook or Instagram @The Wool Post. You can also join our Patreon community at patreon.com/The Wool Post. If you have any recommendations on hunting snipe or Sora, particularly behind a pointing dog, shoot me an email. And if you want to advertise on the Wool Post, you can contact me at bill@thewoolpost.com. Also check out our website, www.thewoolpost.com. Stay steady and God bless.